prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
Good Sunday morning. This is the Indy Kid. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. This is the day after Alabama edition. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being with us late last night. Not as late as last week, but still a little bit of a late night. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe along the way. Tennessee goes down to Alabama and loses 52-24 to the Crimson Tide. A ball game that was a ball game up till the fourth quarter. Tennessee down a touchdown after cutting a 14-point deficit to 7 on the long Cedric Tillman touchdown. But then it was all Alabama after that, and it ended up 52-24, a score that was closer. I think the game was closer than what the score indicates, but still yet it was still the Vols' largest loss of the year. And now they go into the bye week, which is huge. This team needs a bye in a bad way. 8 straight weeks of playing. Depth's already tested. More injuries last night. Guys still beat up along the way. And I say injuries last night. You had Warren Burrell out. You had some guys on and off the field with injuries last night. I don't know that anything come out of it where there was missing any game injuries, but still yet guys were beat up last night. And this bye week comes at a perfect time. As like Josh Heupel said in his postgame, you still have a third of the season left. You got Kentucky, Georgia, South Alabama, and Vanderbilt. And realistically, 3 of those 4 games are winnable. And I really think Tennessee, if healthy, as they should be going into Kentucky, I think they got a good shot at it. I really do. And no disrespect to Kentucky, but I just think Tennessee will have a shot. I think Tennessee's offense will be something Kentucky hasn't seen this year, but we'll see how it goes. Before we get into the Kentucky, let's review Alabama. Tennessee, again, they competed. They fought hard. You can see the progress this program's making. What this coaching staff's doing with this group, 71 scholarship players, even down more with the injuries last night. They're doing a phenomenal job. I'll be really disappointed if this doesn't work out based on what they're doing in year one. I hope that this staff stays doing the same things in a couple years that they're doing now, when they should have more depth, more of an SEC-type roster. You know, they dealt with a ton of attrition this year. They brought some guys in who have helped out, but that attrition was big for them. There were multiple guys who could have played major roles on this team. So what Josh Heupel, what Tim Banks, and just this whole staff are doing, again, I say it is phenomenal. It's a great job. People are taking notice of it. Tennessee's ready to compete. They've got to do it for 60 minutes. And Josh Heupel said it in the post game that he said they made a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of mistakes offensively that prevented them, because he said he felt good that they could compete and it come up something to win that game in the fourth, but just multiple times on short yardage, the line they were beat, and he made mention that you got to get a helmet on helmet. You got to get that block in there, and blocks were missed numerous times. Hendon Hooker, let's see, he had an okay. He was 19 of 28 for 282, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I thought it was a case of the receiver run the wrong route, and Heupel, why he didn't necessarily say that, he said it was a miscommunication, which was obvious. So that was, not sure who did what. I would assume on that the receiver run the wrong route, but that's pure speculation on my part. The big thing that hurt Tennessee, and Heupel alluded to this, Tyon Evans, 7 carries, 30 yards. Hooker, 12 carries, 26 yards. And Jabari Small, 7 carries for 8 yards. So 26 carries, 64 yards, a 2.5 yard per carry average. That's not going to get it done against your Alabamas, your Floridas, your Georgias. The running game's got to be better. They had their main guys back. Missing Cade Mays is big also. Dane Davis, Heupel said he filled in, did a nice job, but the line is we've yet to really fully see this line at full strength other than the first quarter of the Bowling Green game. They were back together for the Florida game, but Cooper Mays hobbled around for half of that game, it seemed like. So we have not – and you started to see that running game pick up that week as well. That was one of their better running games, actually, against a good opponent. Too many self-inflicted mistakes, again, the penalties, and we can debate them all we want. But bottom line is they were called, and you just can't have those against a team like Alabama. Go back to there was the call. I thought it was a moot point. There was the fumble where Bryce Young's going in. He was fumbling, going into the end zone. I thought, he recovered it, no big deal. But Heupel, and there were other people said that actually Tennessee's guys come out of that with the ball. So, if the officials are going back and reviewing that and going over it again and ruling it a fumble, then Tennessee come out with it. I don't see how you ruled a touchdown on it. I thought it was a moot point. I thought Young recovered it, but he somehow got the benefit of the doubt in that mix. But wasn't, that was a big swing. But still, there's, Tennessee's inability to get off the field. What was a problem last night? I saw where Alabama had 32 first downs to Tennessee's 10. That's huge. And I thought Tennessee's defense did a good job a lot of the night. It was just that third down, just that Achilles heel of a mobile quarterback. This team is just not – they're just not set up to handle that mobile quarterback. And Bryce Young threw for 371 yards. They ran 49 carries for 203 yards, 4.1 per carry. I actually thought Young had more than 42 yards rushing, but Brian Robinson, 26 carries for 107. So the defense gave up some yardage last night, 574, so that's a little worse than it seemed. But I thought they put this team in. I thought they gave this team a shot numerous times throughout the night. Again, that mobile quarterback is just an Achilles heel. We've seen it with Florida, with Ole Miss, with Pitt, and with Alabama. That was the difference in those games each time was mobile quarterback. And Florida game wasn't particularly close in the second half. It was at halftime. Alabama was close going into the fourth quarter. That's progress made. There's no such thing as moral victories. You'll never hear me say it. But I'm not naive enough to not look at where progress is made. Gave Ole Miss all they wanted. Came down to the final play last week. Hung with Alabama into the fourth quarter. What Josh Heupel and this crew is doing again, and I'm probably repeating myself, but what they are doing with all the departures, down 14 scholarships, not including the injuries. It's remarkable. They're doing a heck of a job. Will they stay aggressive once they start getting more of an SEC roster, once they start getting a more full roster? Seems like a silly question, but I felt like going back to the Butch Jones era that he was aggressive in year one. And then I felt he got more conservative as he went along. It seemed like he come out of the gates trying to win games, and then he started playing not to lose. I think Heupel's a guy who's going to go in each week to win. I fully expect in 2 weeks he's going to Lexington intending to beat Kentucky. It's a team that's making progress, a team that's getting better. It's a team that still needs a lot of help, and they need to get healthy as well. We talked about it on the post game last night. Where's this program going to go after this year? And obviously there's a third of the season left, but portal heavy. They've got to hit that portal again this year. That portal will be vital to the 2022 season. And again, it is what it is. Another loss to Alabama. Keep gaining on these guys, though. Keep gaining on them. At some point, it's going to work out. Tennessee's going to get Alabama. It's going to happen. I don't know when. But this has been a series of streaks. This is the worst streak that I can remember. As 80s, early 90s, Alabama had a streak. Then Tennessee went on a streak. And then they kind of traded off a little bit mid-2000s. And then when Saban got there, they've not lost to Tennessee. Hopefully that streak can end in the near future. And hopefully in 2 weeks, a streak is prevented. 1 in a row is fine. It happens. 2 in a row, nope. Don't care. This is probably Kentucky's best team they've had in a long time. This Tennessee team can make a statement by going up there and really putting a damper on their season. And I think with a fully healthy team, I think it's possible. But thank you guys for tuning in. Just a couple things coming up this week. Tuesday night we'll be live as usual at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I think the plan right now, Dauber and I were discussing it last night. We're looking at roughly, and this could change, but Thursday night we're looking at doing a basketball preview show. So any of you basketball guys out there, hopefully you'll tune in with us. We'll go over the team. We'll kind of preview the upcoming season, what's coming up there. We will not be having a show next Saturday. It's an off week. So no show next Saturday. And then the following week, it's right back. It's in the Kentucky week. And I know Boogie will be bringing videos throughout the week. I'm going to bring some stuff for basketball as well. Try to get that amped up, pumped up. Basketball season's close. It's just around the corner. But I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. My name's the Indy Kid. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
The songs, how